kindergarten, and welcome to another reading lesson. We last week started to explore the text Geraldine the Music Mouse, and today we're going to explore it again and do our reading thinking job of I can answer questions about key details in a text. Before I have you repeat after me, I want you to think about Geraldine the Music Mouse and about Geraldine's talent or something she can do well. Think what her talent was, something that she can do well, and then I want you to think, what is your talent? What can you do really well? Your teacher's going to pause the video and share out what your guys' talents are. You might have said that your talents are just like Geraldine of singing. Maybe you said running. Maybe you said painting. Maybe you said cooking. The list goes on of what your talents are. You must be wondering, why are we talking about our talents? What does that have to do with our reading thinking job? Our reading thinking job is I can answer questions about key details in a text. When I just asked you what your talent was, you're answering my question. What is your talent? In order for your teacher and myself and your teammates to know what your talent is, you need to give more detail of what your talent was. So we are going to dig into Geraldine the Music Mouse and find out more key details in order to answer questions. So thumbs up and repeat after me. I can answer questions about key details in a text. Great. We have been working really hard on understanding what question words are. Some question words that you will hear and read when asking and answering questions are who, what, where, when, why, and how. These are question words that you will start your questions with. Key details are important parts of a story. So today's reading thinking job is answering questions from the key details we find in the text. So some questions you might hear are, who is in the story? What is the story mostly about? Where does it take place? And what happens in the story? Here are our reading thinking job steps to get to our reading thinking job. Our thinking steps are, step 1, we're going to say the question in our own words. Then, step 2, we're going to think about where can we look for our answer. And step 3, we're going to look for the answer in the pictures and the words. And we're using the text Geraldine the Music Mouse. So today we're going to practice using the book Geraldine the Music Mouse so that we can better understand the story. Remember, to answer questions using details in the text. Today, we're going to find details in both words and pictures, and we will also collect details from more than one page to answer a question fully. Let's start with step 1. We're going to start with this question. How do the mice use their senses? How do the mice use their senses? We don't have to answer this question yet because we're only in step 1. We're just saying the question in our own words. Knowing we're learning about our 5 senses and we're reading Geraldine the Music Mouse, let's connect our 5 senses with Geraldine the Music Mouse by asking the question, how do the mice use their senses? Let's go to step 2. Think about where to look to answer the questions. Where can we look to answer the questions? Your teacher's going to pause the video and come up with where we can look to answer these questions. You might have said we could look at the pictures and the words, and you're right. We can use the words and the pictures to answer our questions. Step 3 is looking at the pictures and the words. So remembering our question, how do the mice use their 5 senses? Think, what do the pictures and words tell us? I'm going to read this page for you, and then your teacher's going to pause the video and talk about what does the picture and the words tell us on how to answer the question, how are the mice using their senses? No, said Geraldine joyfully. Now we can eat the cheese because now the music is in me. With that, they all followed Geraldine to the barn. Your teacher's going to pause the video. You might have answered the question, how do the mice use their senses, by saying, the words tell me they can eat. We know that when we eat, we use our mouth to taste. So the mice are tasting. They're using their sense of taste. We also know by looking at the pictures, and the words told us music, and the picture shows Geraldine playing the tail and music coming, that they can hear the music, which means we use our ears to hear. So they're using their sense of taste and they're using their sense of hear. Let's look at this page. How are the mice using their senses? We know where to look. We're going to look at the pictures and the words. I'm going to read the page, and then your teacher's going to pause the video and ask the question, how are the mice using their senses? And look at the pictures and the words to answer the question. And while Geraldine whistled the gayest of tunes, they ate cheese to their tummies' content. You might have said you used the words by reading ate cheese and the word whistled. When someone whistles, what body part do you use? You use your ear to hear. Did you hear my whistle? You used your sense of hear, and so did the mice. We can go back to the picture and see Geraldine is playing the flute tail and music is coming out. Going back to the word ate, cheese, that means they ate the cheese, and those words match the picture as I see the mice eating the cheese. When we eat something, we use our mouth, we use our sense of taste. The mice are using their sense of taste and their sense of hear. Some of them are also looking at, if I look at the picture, they're looking at Geraldine. What sense are they using? They're using their sense of see. I notice in the picture that the mice have the cheese in their hands and they're carrying it. That means they're using their sense of touch. They're touching the cheese with their hand. Let's do our steps with a different page. Here's our question. Step 1. Say the question in your own words. How does the illustrator show that the mice are happy? How does the illustrator show that the mice are happy? Think, where can we look for the answer? In the pictures and the words. In step 3, look for the answer to the question, how does the illustrator show that the mice are happy? Your teachers are going to pause the video and talk to you about what do you see in the picture and hear from this sentence. And while Geraldine whistled the gayest of tunes, they ate cheese to their tummies' content. I can see through the pictures and answer the question, how does the illustrator show that the mice are happy? I see this mouse smiling. I see his teeth, and this one is smiling, and they look so happy because they are smiling, and the words tell us to. Let's go through our steps with a new question. Say the question in your own words. What are the mice doing with the cheese? Where can I look for the answers? Step 3, in the pictures and the words. In a moment, your teacher's going to pause the video and you're going to look at the pictures and words and answer this question. Let me read the page for you. And while Geraldine whistled the gayest of tunes, they ate cheese to their tummy's content. The question is, what are the mice doing with the cheese? By looking at the picture and hearing the words on the page, you probably said that they're eating it, they're carrying it, or they're sitting and standing on it. I heard in the words ate cheese, and I see the mice carrying it, sitting on it, and question before we go to our exit ticket. How does Geraldine use her talent to help others? How does Geraldine use her talent to help others? Also, we talked about your talents in the beginning of the lesson. How can you use your talent to help others? Your teacher's going to pause the video and talk about these two questions. You might have said that Geraldine uses her talent to help others because she plays beautiful music. And when the mice heard beautiful music, they felt happy. When you hear beautiful music, do you feel happy? You might have also talked about a bazillion things about how your talent can help others. I can draw a picture to make someone happy. So continue to work on your talent and use it to help others, just like Geraldine did. We went through all of our thinking steps to get to our thinking job of I can answer questions using key details in a text, and you were able to use the words and the pictures to answer those questions. Today in Seesaw, you're going to be answering this question: what sense does Geraldine use on these pages? And you're going to either circle A, the nose, B, the tongue, or C, the ear. What sense does Geraldine use on these pages? All right, Kipsters, see you later.